Show number 100.
That's we've hit triple digits, folks. Triple digits.
We got our next door neighbor Cooper Lyden sitting in on mic 3. Thank you for joining us again, Cooper.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for letting me do this.
Oh, of course. We love having you.
I'd be losing my mind.
And of course, we've got our friend Carter Glasscock is going to be calling in from the other side of Hollywood, the western side of Hollywood.
Oh, is he back in
He's
LA?
back. He got back today. So,
okay.
So he'll be back on the show next week, I guess, whenever he's done quarantining and shit like that. So,
damn.
But yeah, he's going to call in because, it's
Why not?
show number 100. We might as well.
Yeah.
But the first thing we just kind of have to talk about, because Cooper brought it up.
I did.
Literally moments before we started rolling here, just asked me if I had heard about the great French dip rivalry of Los Angeles. And I told him that, yes, I do, and I have an opinion. Let's save it for the pod, and here we are. So in L.A., there are two restaurants, alike in dignity, as Shakespeare would say.
Right.
But one of them is Philippe's, and the other one is Cole's. Philippe's being very near to Chinatown, Cole's being east of Pershing
Philippe
Square.
is just straight up in Chinatown, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like it's right next to the subway stop.
Chinatown's almost like an island, and
Yeah.
it's right on the edge of it.
Yeah, Chinatown is weirdly just out. It's in the city, but you don't feel like it is.
No.
Yeah.
No, once you go through that Dragon Gate, it's Chinatown, baby.
Yeah, well, in LA's Chinatown, people might not know this, is actually sort of a consolation prize for them, the city just knocking down the original Chinatown. So
Really?
just south of Alameda Avenue, the original Chinatown is where Union Station is now.
Oh.
But when they built Union Station, they just basically kicked everyone out and bulldozed Chinatown. And then they built what we now call Chinatown just north of there. And so it's not even that old. So that's why I say Philippe's, I believe, predates Chinatown being in that location.
I was going to say, I didn't have any knowledge, but I was like, that would totally make sense.
Yeah, but the thing about these restaurants is they both claim to be the inventor of the French dip sandwich.
The French dip is an LA sandwich, and I love that.
And
that LA has a sandwich.
If you don't know what a French dip is, it's just roast beef, and then they put the beef gravy on the bread. They just dip it in the gravy.
That's the
au jus.
That's the contention, right?
Juice.
So for people listening, in Europe or wherever, they might be like, not know what this is. Yeah, so you just mentioned it, and the contention is they bring out the roast beef sandwich. It's roast beef, Swiss cheese, and then
Is Swiss what you're supposed to have on it?
typically, yeah.
I go no cheese.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I didn't
or-
know it had cheese.
Yeah,
I go
it's
there. I
usually-
go to Philippe. I like Philippe's because it's a cafeteria style.
Yeah, Philippe's is about the most old school kind of restaurant
I
in
love
LA, where it's
So
cafeteria
good.
style. Everybody lines up. The last time I went to Philippe's actually was with Pat's parents, Dr. Pat.
Oh, wow.
His parents were in town, and I gave him like a little tour, and then we went to Philippe's.
It's a solid place to take people.
Yeah.
because it's pretty agreeable food, unless you're like a vegan.
Sure, yeah.
It's weird to go to a place like that in the middle of Chinatown, too.
Yeah. I mean, I like to eat like a guy from the 50s, so Philippe's is great
true.
because you get a French dip sandwich, you can get a fucking potato salad, you get a beer and
Yeah.
a Coke. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cole's though is a bar,
Yeah, so
so
Cole's...
it's a different vibe.
Cole's, I believe, their story about the French dip, at least is the one that I
See,
know.
this was my hope that I was like, I will either tell Rivers and he won't know, which was I knew it was a low chance because you're a pop culture king. I'm so impressed by it.
Sandwiches,
I
too.
have-
Any
Food
Yeah.
specifically.
fatty
Right.
foods, baby. I got you.
That rocks. That's great knowledge to have. That's so much better than like telling me about
Ask
black
him
holes.
where the closest Raising Cane's is.
Oh, yeah. Downey, baby.
It's 375 miles.
Yeah.
But no, fucking.
They're building one outside of Pasadena right now. Yeah.
This was my hope that I was like, he'll either not know and I'll get to tell him, which will be awesome, or he will know and he will bring up information that I don't.
Yeah, so the story with according to the menu at Kohl's, on the back they have like our story, and they don't
Right.
actually directly throw shade at Philippe's other than just throwing down an earlier date.
Sure.
Anyway,
Love this.
the story goes that Kohl's had an extremely old client that had just been coming to the bar forever, and they at the time had a full menu with a bunch of different options, and he wanted a roast beef sandwich, but he had just had dental work done. But since he was such a good customer, they were like, all right, well, let's figure this out. And so they were like, all right, well, what we'll do is we'll bring you that roast beef sandwich, but we'll put a little side in a little bowl of the juice from the roast beef, and then you can just dip it, and that way it won't fuck your dental work up.
Yes.
And so that is their story as to how the French dip got invented. And then that guy, I guess, told his friends like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
But then if you go to Philippe's, their version of the French dip, they put the au jus on the bread. They don't give it to you on the side.
I always ask for the au jus on the side.
See, that's
and they
the
say
move.
it's already dipped, and I say, bitch, give me the wet. Give me the wet.
Give me that WAP, that wet ass pastrami, baby.
Ooh, you already got it. I was trying to make that joke. You killed it. That was better than I would have done.
I've been drinking coffee all day. I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Also,
I've been drinking whiskey and Adderall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you think Cooper's a little different today, he's been drinking whiskey since about 2 p.m. I would say.
I've been sipping though.
Yeah.
Well, not really sipping.
Yeah, you don't really sip whiskey. You'll take a couple sips and then you just down the whole
pour
glass.
a double shot, then just take like 2 shots.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like
Cooper's a little different today. His energy is definitely different. Not in a bad way, but he's intoxicated.
I'm hashtag here for it.
Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, no, just my opinion. I like Cole's. There's two reasons. One, I'm a big on the side guy as far as French dip goes. To the point where sometimes I'll run out of the original juice and I embarrassingly have to be like,
it's not embarrassing.
Get a little more au jus, please.
That's what the dogs need. I get it.
Hit me again with that.
It makes me like you more.
So that's my one thing about Cole's. The second thing I like is Cole's has atomic mustard on the table.
What does that mean?
It is this mustard that I swear to God they make with probably habaneros.
House-made?
It's house made. It's probably got habaneros and the most horseradish that you could fit into a product. And I'm not kidding. You literally can put just a drip on every bite of that sandwich, and it will just dynamite your.
You don't like
senses.
spicy foods.
It's not. Well, that's the thing is that something happens. There's a chemical reaction there where the horseradish kind of fucks with the peppers enough to where it has an initial hit of extremely spicy, but it doesn't linger the way that a hot pepper spice does. So it's literally just a thing. If you have,
the horseradish will fucking open my sinuses up more than fucking the peppers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In pre-COVID times, nowadays you'd have to get this shit to go. But in pre-COVID times, if I just felt a little sniffly, baby, go to Cole's and then just wake up. You could smell the rest of the day.
I must have tried it. I feel like I do remember being at Cole's.
Yeah.
Or eating a French dip, which it couldn't have been at Philippe's because I don't think they have it. They have their own mustard, but it's not the same.
It's not the crazy hot atomic mustard.
I think I remember trying that mustard and just thinking, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Why? Why?
Too much horseradish is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I like about Cole's is they have the speakeasy in the back. Do you know about that?
I love this.
So
this is so much more than everything I wished for.
So
not only did you tell me there's now a secret place.
He literally last night was like, I hope Rivers tells me something I don't know.
I was so excited.
Literal quote from
I was so excited. I was like, this guy knows shit that I literally walk into your house and have so many questions about everything on the walls that I don't ask because I'm like, we can't even do the podcast if I ask. Just letting you know I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you. Well, I'll say
the wall art.
I'll say this: you're a young man. You've got your whole life ahead of you. You're but 21, so there's no reason you should know about this. But at night, because the Cole's already has a bar, and it's an old school kind of cool LA bar. If you go in the bathroom, actually, there's plaques above there's the 2 urinals.
Yeah,
and one of the plaques says Charles Bukowski pissed here. I was
going to mention that, but you already got it.
And the next one says Mickey Cohen pissed here.
Right. Who the fuck is Mickey Cohen, by the way?
He was Bugsy Siegel's underboss. So when Bugsy Siegel, he was the mob boss of LA. So when Bugsy Siegel got murdered by Meyer Lansky, allegedly by Meyer Lansky, then Mickey Cohen took over. They made a movie in 2012 or 2013 with Sean Penn playing Mickey Cohen alongside Josh Brolin called Gangster Squad.
Was he Jewish?
Not very good. He was, yeah. Meyer Lansky, Bugsy Siegel, and Mickey Cohen.
You know, it's a good bit you can do that I do to people.
Ask who's Jewish. Constantly.
I go to people.
Who's brought up.
That's what happens on Melrose because they do the a Hasidic ceremony where they wrap the leather around your arm and shit. But 5 times a day on Melrose when I'm working.
Fuck? Wait, what is that?
There's a thing where they tie a leather strap around your arm and they tie something to your head that looks like a little box, and it's just something that Jewish people do.
It's got a scroll inside, I believe.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
There has to be something inside of it.
Hasidic Jew population in West Hollywood, I would say.
Yeah, especially around Fairfax area.
Yeah.
And it's just some sort of I don't even know if a ritual is the right word for it, but it's just like a little thing they do.
Ceremony?
Yeah, kind of like a prayer kind of thing, and they like to do it.
Yeah.
But like 5 times a day, like guys come up to me and they go, and I go, I'm not Jewish. You Jewish? Guys with the little tails and shit.
Yeah, I when I used to do tours, I usually when I had Australian or like European people in the van, and we would drive through that area of West Hollywood, they would go like, "Wow, I thought they were supposed to be like in Pennsylvania, like raising barns." So I was like, "That's the Amish. These are Hasids."
And you go, "Those are Jews."
Yeah.
You just on top of a double-decker bus going, "Folks, those are Jews." Folks, throw them the peace sign.
Don't tell them if you're Jewish though. They're gonna bother you.
You know, it was a fun thing that me and my friends would do when we'd skate in Hollywood is they'd have those tours coming by, and everyone, like looks really happy because they're on vacation, they're having fun, and then just us as skaters, we would just start flipping off like families on vacation. And it just seeing the faces turn from happy to sad.
I worked for a private tour company, so I just had like a black minivan. It was unmarked, so we could avoid the
unmarked.
The kids.
I love it. But anyway, what's about this speakeasy?
Oh, yes, yeah. So in the back of Cole's.
This isn't even for entertainment. Skip it. I just want to hear it.
In the back of Cole's at night, I think just on the weekends, there's like a fake wall in the restaurant part on the other side from the bar. And on the weekends, you can just push back that fake wall, and they serve like 1920s style, like Prohibition era, like moonshine. They do like Sazeracs, like all the old fashions, like all the crazy old like cocktails. So it's a speakeasy cocktail bar where I think almost all of the whiskey is like legit like moonshine, like brought in from somewhere
alcohol.
else. I mean,
like with the brown food coloring,
made nicely, obviously.
Yeah,
but so I didn't know about that one. The last time I was there, somebody told me about it, and then the next time I had friends in town, I was like, oh, I got a spot.
Is it only open certain hours?
I think it's just like Friday night and Saturday night.
I feel like I might have seen that in some TV show.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't Cole's.
Well,
I'm a Philippe's boy, though.
Yeah.
Well, do you know their story?
Well, Philippe's?
Yeah.
Not as well as the Cole's. I haven't read their menu.
Philippe's has a fucking wall of LA public transit history.
That's right.
So I saw that. I was like, I feel like this would be up Rivers Alley. History.
Well, I know the story, actually.
Okay.
Because there's a documentary I love called Sandwiches You Might Like. PBS produced it. Great movie. And they go to Philippe's.
Yeah.
And they go to both of them, talk about the, rivalry or whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently Philippe's, since it's a cafeteria style, one day they said, I think a cop came in and they ordered the roast beef sandwich. Somebody accidentally, they should have poisoned it, but accidentally dropped the bread into the juice and the cop was like, look, I don't have time for you to remake it.
Yeah.
So he goes and then comes in the next day and he's like, do that again.
Oh, okay.
And so it just started being a thing.
It's just so
that way.
It's so weird about all that, though, because the idea of just eating a roast beef sandwich and being like, oh, this juice would taste good to dip in is not insane at all. I don't understand why it would have to be an accident. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I guess if you were really trying to do a roast beef sandwich, I think you would try to avoid complete sogginess on the bread to some degree,
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, but Philippe's does a good job. It's not that soggy. Because I'll even dip it, and it's not that soggy.
Yeah,
but
they've got a very firm bread.
Yeah. I like Cole's is fun though because you can get a Miller High Life pony, like the small. They're a small version of a Miller High Life.
Oh, like the
8-ounce cans.
You can get a shot and a pony, and then you can order your food. But nice. I just like Philippe's because I'm like I don't know. I just like efficiency. So it's nice to go up to the cafeteria and then go, I want a French dip sandwich with sauce on the side with you say it really fast. And you just feel like a cool guy.
But you're fucking wasted right now.
How am I wasted? I would say this sober as a motherfucker. Anyone that thinks I'm wasted can go fuck themselves.
That's true. I've seen you wasted. You're like halfway there right now.
Do you think I was wasted last night?
I don't remember. Probably not.
I was just wine drunk. I drank a bottle of Bordeaux.
He was, and he drank it fast, and he got drunk.
Dude, that's what's so funny. I go into Total Wine. I try and find good wines to pick. I'm like, ooh, I'm into Bordeaux's right now. And then I go home and I just gulp it.
Yeah, you do the same thing with that whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like this whiskey because it's good enough to gulp.
He bought a thing of cigars last night too.
Oh.
He's going straight 40-year-old man style on us.
I'm not. My dad used to smoke cigars, so I have an affinity to like them, because when I was like 7, he'd be like, give me little puffs.
Oh, what a great father.
We had a whole news story about that. Some state senator, I think in Pennsylvania, got in trouble because he filmed himself giving his 5-year-old like puffs off a cigar.
Which is fine.
As long as
I was, be admittedly, probably older 7. But honestly, you give a kid a puff of a cigar, why is that bad?
I mean, it's bad if you're a congressperson. You put it on Snapchat because
it's dumb.
You're opening yourself up.
There's no reason to share it,
right?
But yeah, no. I bought a pack of Cohiba Red Dot Minis. To the cigar aficionados out there, Cohiba Red Dot is the Dominican version of Cohibas. The Cuban Cohibas are bigger. They're more famous because of the embargo. But I'll tell you what, Cohiba Red Dot Minis, very good. Anyone out there, go pick up a pack.
God damn, this fool's wasted.
How am I? I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna grill that fucking ribeye with some broccolini, smoke a cigar while I'm doing it, have probably 3 to 6 more glasses of bourbon.
Yeah,
and have a hell of a night.
Yeah,
then we'll sneak back into Rivers' room at 1 a.m. while he's sleeping and record another podcast.
Shit.
I think, Rivers, he'll still be awake.
I was going to say, I'll be working on this.
Don't wait.
And you know why Cooper bought all this stuff? Because he got a residual check from the Pop-Tarts commercial.
Yes.
And then he got it, and then he was like asking me if he should invest it and stuff. And I was like, I have a 10th grade education. The fact that you're even asking me, let's just go buy a bunch of weed right now.
I literally asked Sam, I was like, is it worth it to invest in Amazon? And then Sam was like, what the fuck do I... But you gave good advice because you were like, no, just spend it on dumb shit. And I was like, oh yeah, I am.
It's not enough money to
$4,000
really.
is... Yeah. Literally the only good investment I can make is like buying drugs.
Yeah.
Is like buying and flipping drugs.
Yeah,
There's
let's
no...
buy some packs. Also...
That'd be fun to just like get a brick of cocaine and just flip it. Just once.
Just to say you did it. This is like Rivers' buy crack thing.
I heard about this. You wanted to buy crack, ironically?
Just as a conversation.
I heard you called the cops.
No, he thought
to
about
ask.
it.
I thought about it. I did.
Didn't you realize they would just like arrest you?
Hey, I was 22. I was a year older than you are right now.
He's thinking about doing the same thing. He wants to buy coke just to sell it. Hey, trust me, bro.
No, I want to.
Cool.
I want to sell it.
That's the thing. I didn't want to sell. I just wanted like a little bit to have at my house for a funny thing, like just literally because how funny would it be?
No,
if a bunch of normal people over at the house.
He admitted this last night when I was explaining. He's like, it is a good bit.
No, it's a good bit. Yeah, for sure.
Someone's like, "What is this?" You're like, "Oh, it's crack."
Yeah.
You're like, "Do you smoke crack?" It's like, no, I just thought it'd be funny.
Right, just to have it.
Yeah, just
no, you don't even say to be funny. You're like, well, some people like to smoke crack.
Yeah, I like something for my guests.
I don't really drink either, but I keep a bottle of booze.
I was telling Sam my move. I would accept the crack because you'd be like, "Do you want crack?" And I'd be like,
yes.
Yeah,
and then just start smoking it in front of you, and you'd be like, "Oh God, why did I ever buy this crack?"
Yeah, that's how you up the bit. Where you buy crack, and then I do it in your house.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
and then you're
called
just
a
like, yes and
you're like,
to anybody who's never done comedy,
right?
Yeah, me doing crack is just improv.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
But then the next of that yes and is then you get to tell everybody like, dude, fuck it.
I tried crack and it was free.
Jeremy,
dude, if you had crack, that would be awesome. I'll do a little bump.
Yeah, you don't snort crack, bro.
You can though, right?
No.
Really? You can't?
I mean, it wouldn't be good.
I know you can snort meth.
Yeah.
So why can't you snort crack?
Because it's mixed up with other shit. It's mixed up with like baking soda and water.
Did you pull some comments from this?
This is Cooper's thing. He knows all the good comments.
Oh yeah,
I can look through them really quick.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. We got a commercial here.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
Curtis!
I love it.
frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto. Before we go any further, I want it to be made clear that I riffed I like pesto.
Yeah, you did.
I am a TV writer.
Oh, I thought you said pasta.
At the end, he says, at the end, when they show the Pop-Tarts graphic, he says,
okay.
I like pesto.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And one of the reasons he probably got hired is because he has improv experience. And they're like, ooh, you'll write the commercial for us.
Well, the reason I got hired is because they needed like a boring monotone guy. and no, I swear to God, I walked into the first audition, not even the callback. I walked in the first audition and they're like, hey, how are you? And I go, good. How about you guys? And then the guy just looks at me. He literally goes, oh, you got it. He goes, you're perfect. You're perfect for this. Because, like, I just want to do stand-up. So commercials for me are, like, just give me fucking money to spend on mini lacrosse sticks and cocaine. Like, let's just do it. So, I don't put a lot of weight into it.
Yeah.
But all the other actors are really nervous. And it's just like it's an inclination to up your attitude. So I would hear other guys doing the commercial, and they're like, pasta. And they're like, I love frosting and filling. And I'm like, they don't get it. Because they want, like, you guys need to get commercial agents. They want comedians for commercials because you understand why lines are funny.
Right.
And not to, like, sort of, like, make ourselves superior or whatever, but it's like, just you can look at a line and be like, this is why it's funny.
Yeah.
So that's why I got it.
Yeah.
But then,
also, if you know enough about yourself to know why you got the job, then you can use that to be like, okay,
put yourself in a direction.
Right.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well, they liked me because of this aspect of whatever I presented with them, so they know that I'm the person who wants to read the line. Like, you can, it's pretty easy to, make that 1 to 2. Like, it's for the same reason that when you're doing stand-up, like, theoretically why you're funny, maybe, to some extent. Hopefully. So you can, turn jokes and make them your own or whatever.
Now, I actually didn't know this while I was filming the commercial. I found it out through reading the comments, because of course I read the comments.
I'm shocked this ended up online, because I was going to say, you may have seen this commercial, listeners, if you watch Animal Planet at like 2 a.m.
It's on like TBS and shit.
Yeah, they show it on weird cable
It's also
networks.
on like YouTube ads and Amazon. It's like one of those big ones, because I'm really talented.
National.
But
this is national, folks.
Everyone's been very nice about it, actually. If you read most of the comments, they say I look like guys that are way hotter than me, and then they say I love this guy. To explain the thing, so there was a meme on Twitter that was saying that Pop-Tarts are ravioli because it's like bread with a filling. So the meme is that Pop-Tarts are pasta.
Okay.
So that's why they say that. I didn't even know that. I didn't get it, but that's the joke.
The meme nobody's ever heard
I was about
of.
to say, I saw in the comments.
I remembered it when I heard, but it wasn't like, it's not that funny, so people don't remember it.
Yeah,
But
I saw in the comments, so you probably have it there, where somebody referenced the meme. They're like, wow, Pop-Tarts fucking turned their own meme into a commercial. Cool.
Yeah. So I love the comments, because people are usually nice, and I'm such a fucking narcissist. I go into the comments, and I'm like, this is me.
He responds.
And I
don't know if you saw that.
No.
I think they deleted a couple of them, because I literally promote my podcast in the comments.
wow.
Or no, I stopped because we're off right now. But because I was like, I don't want to promote the cast. But anyway,
is a hobo hippie man-child? Is that you?
Nah, it's Cooper Lyden, baby.
And we suspect one of the responses being very positive might be Cooper's dad.
Yeah, we think it might be Cooper's dad, which is
yeah,
my dad.
dude.
There's one guy that's like going in for me, because people say like, who is this guy? And a guy will be like, it's Cooper Lyden.
Yeah,
And he'll but there's one guy that was saying I was another guy, and I'm commenting, and I'm like, you fucking liar. And but anyway, my favorite comments are, we got like QAnon people in the comments.
Jesus
which
Christ.
is these are by far the best comments. So once again, the pasta it's a meme, so that's why they say it. But this guy comments, he goes, pasta is code Peds use for young boys! !
No,
Does
that's
anyone else think
pizza,
this is
you fucking idiot?
Oh, it is pizza?
Yeah, that's why Pizzagate's a thing.
Oh, that's so funny.
This
So anyway,
guy doesn't even understand the stupid thing he
they
believes.
serve pasta at pizza restaurants.
I reckon.
this guy's deep in it. So yeah, he goes, pasta's
He's
code
deep dish.
Pasta's code's Pez used for young boys. Does anyone else think this is strange? Why is pasta mentioned in a Pop-Tart commercial? It makes no sense at all. And then this guy comments, and he's like, this guy goes, yeah, and ooey gooey filling is code for you know what.
No, I don't.
And then the original commenter goes, that's nasty, LOL. This commercial doesn't seem odd now if certain keywords have a sinister meaning. And he goes, I was thinking the same thing, but was grossed out. I really hope it's just a coincidence. Oh, and then this is my favorite. He goes, Curtis spelled backwards means literally citrus. Means thanks, international entrance. Also see international entrance. S is for share your talents, time, and possessions with others. I don't totally.
Yeah. This is what QAnon does to your brain.
I think there was another guy.
That's like some like Black Israelite shit. Like that's amazing. I love that.
Couldn't they have found a kid to do this commercial? This guy's voice sounds like James Earl Jones. How old is he? He's obviously somebody's son that works at Pop-Tart.
Wait, Cooper, please say no. I am your father.
Yeah, and then a lot of people are like, "Who is this guy?" And then I just got this fucking dog in the comments telling him it's me.
Wait, what do you
There's
mean?
also people that...
I mean, there's a guy that's like going hard for me.
Oh,
he's in the
okay.
comments and he's like, "This is Cooper Lyden."
Gotcha.
This guy said his name is Josh. He's my nephew, and then I commented, "You and Josh are liars."
Because I think also there's people saying that they've seen Cooper in various things. And
Yeah.
they need to know his name.
There's one
I
that
just
says-
look like other guys.
There's one that says, "Hold up, is this Poobs from SNL?"
Everybody thinks I'm whoever that guy is.
What is Poobs?
I don't know. Oh, this is one of my favorites. So this guy goes,
Write us if you know what Poobs is at the Goods Pod.
please write us. This guy goes, so is Pop-Tarts raising awareness for autism? Which I think is funny. I'm like, oh, that's like a good
That's
burn.
a good insult.
Yeah. And then this guy comments just a bunch of question marks, and then he goes, "What does pasta have to do with this commercial?" The narrator even responded sarcastically, but he didn't get the hint and went on to say he likes pesto pasta. That's what made it seem like he had it. So I'm like, okay, they're raising awareness. And then the guy goes, and then this guy just goes, "Pop-Tarts are a form of ravioli. Ravioli is pasta, dipshit." But I just think that guy's comment is funny because he doesn't understand that just like the one of the most like archetypal characters of comedy is being the dumb guy.
Yeah.
And that's my character of just being the dumb. It feels so dumb to call it a character.
It is, though.
But,
You're Curtis.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Curtis.
it's like I'm playing a dumb guy, and then this guy's like, "Oh, they must be raising awareness for autism." It's like, how fucking dumb
This
is
guy
everyone
is so
now?
dumb he's mentally disabled. Clearly,
But that's
I can
like the
tell from
epitome
this
of
commercial.
people trying to understand things to the point that they're just dumb. Where it's like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
could just stick at the base.
Oh, read any comment section on someone's Conan set, and you're just like,
I was about to say it's
fuck?
kind of interesting that the comments we need to do the jam of the day. They aren't too different from the YouTube.
Oh no, this one, listen to this. Free Spirit from 3 weeks ago. My parents raised me on this crap.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
want to know why ADHD is so prevalent, just read the side of a Pop-Tarts box. When I read it, the contents of the box went directly into my trash can. I never thought to question my parents' judgment, but this should be considered child abuse. Hashtag body pollution. Hashtag toxic waste. And it's like,
And as a spokesman of Pop-Tarts, I just want to say that is horse shit. You can eat Pop-Tarts, drink whiskey, and smoke Cohiba Red Dot Minis your whole life, and you'll be fine.
but they're
All the
talking
way
about
up
the
to
box,
21.
I think.
Fuck the haters.
I think they're talking about the box.
I think he means the ingredients.
Yeah, he's
right?
talking about the ingredients.
Oh,
He's
okay.
saying like, oh, they're full of sugar, so kids
I
get
thought-
hyperactive.
Okay, so I haven't had a box of Pop-Tarts in a while, but I was thinking maybe they have like mazes or crossword puzzles. It's like, this drove me crazy. According to Eddie Burback Jr., I look like Danny from Bravest Warriors. So, suck it.
He does?
No, he's saying you do.
Oh, okay. a lot of people say I look like Ben Shapiro.
I got a text. About that.
I can.
Somebody texted you saying that I. How do they see what I look like? Oh, because of the
There's
picture.
the pictures, yeah.
Right.
Dude.
I love
Yeah.
the Ben Shapiro comics. They're actually really funny.
I was about to say, man, if you got a haircut, you could just fucking do the Ben Shapiro.
It's just
thing.
the
This is what they want.
eyebrows.
Huh?
It's nothing else. He
This
doesn't
is
look
what they
like him
want.
other
Hey,
than the
that's
eyebrows.
all you need, brother.
Yeah.
They want you to eat Pop-Tarts and raise awareness for autism. This is what they want. They want voiceovers and for you to eat Pop-Tarts.
Wet ass P word.
Wet ass pussy.
Here's a real crazy one. Wokent from 1 month ago.
I think I read that one. Yeah.
I
What is it?
know. Let's sell our wretched excuse for pastry by making a teenage boy look like a blithering idiot. And we'll hire an oh so condescendingly superior wench to do the voiceover. Miss Andre and gynocentrism.
Yeah, what is that?
A real PR winner.
Is that related to gynecology? Is it like
I reckon that's a
gynocentrism?
Yeah, I reckon that's a
Oh, he's being sexist, right? He's saying like women centrism or some shit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he thinks they're insulting men and saying women are good. This guy's an incel for sure.
No, there's another one like that where it's like, why are they making him look dumb? And I'm just sitting here like, bro, I got like $8,000 from like.
Do you want to see my bag of cocaine?
A day of work.
I got a bag of cocaine the size of a bag of apples, bro.
Like, listen, I am dumb, but if you pay me $8,000, I'll fucking suck your dick on camera for Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, it's true. He would.
I'm out here sucking dicks for free. You think I'm not going to do it on camera for P-Tarts?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're getting residuals for that video, it would make sense.
The lady that did the voiceover she was really good.
She was there?
She was like, yeah, because she was, I couldn't like see her, but she was like, I mean, I obviously saw her.
With her, yeah.
But yeah, she was like 10 feet away. We were riffing. What was so fun about that day is we would go on for like minutes on end riffing on the fucking commercial. They would give us like 15 seconds of lines and then they'd say, keep going. And man, I got some fucking bangers in there that they didn't air because I'm too fucking edgy.
Have you considered Lockstep Chris's offer from a month ago? I want this guy to be the main entertainment for my birthday party.
Oh, I was talking about that with Sam.
Yeah,
Sam was saying like how easy that is. It's true.
He doesn't realize how easy that would be to make happen.
I should literally comment and be like, $50.
Let's set it up.
$50 and a plane ticket.
$50 or a solid plate of food. Dude, if he lives in California.
Calling it now from Western Hollywood, it's our missing Mike 3, but he's back in Los Angeles. Carter Glasscock, what's going on?
Hello. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing okay. We got Cooper. Leiden is here as well, our new next door neighbor.
Hey, what's up, Cooper?
Carter helped me move in.
Oh, that's right.
He was walking down the street. He saw me. He said, do you need any help? I said, let's get this shit up the fucking stairs.
I don't know. I felt really strong that day. I felt really strong.
Yeah. No, it fucking ruled. I was like, damn, this sucks for this guy. That's why only one thing we moved, and I was like, Carter, get out of here. I can't
I've been doing Kegels all day. I was like, I'm ready to fucking help out.
There was part of me that I was like, I think Carter might want to do this. Just enough to give it to the boy.
It was more for me. It was definitely more for me.
And then by the end, I could tell that you were like, it was not a good idea. That's why I had to let you go.
I'm just happy as hell you moved in, man. That was great. I'd forgotten about that you were moving in until I saw you there, and I'm happy you did.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, Carter, I put it up on our Twitter at The Goods Pod that we were doing this and asked if anybody had questions and stuff. So I was going to run down some of these questions. And this first one concerns me, you, and Sam. It's a 3-part question from our friend at Rod for short. Shout out to Narado Moore in Birmingham. So the first question is for Sam, and it says, does having a bed frame make the Chinese Xanax hit different?
I mean, yeah, you feel like you're floating, but you're not. You're just not on the ground.
You don't do Chinese Xanax.
No, I don't. It's just a bit.
I think I've been gone throughout the whole Chinese Xanax era of the Corona Diaries.
It's just something I tweet about.
Is it code for something?
No, it's just like the fake Xanax you can buy off the internet.
I love that it's not code for anything, because that's a very reasonable question.
Perfect 1-to-1.
Is that like something that like Donald Trump would call? He's going to call the vaccine that or something?
It makes you so tired. It's like Xanax. It's like Chinese Xanax.
I don't know. We've got people working on it though. Great people.
We've got great people doing press Xanax. Jared's doing press Xanax. Melania's doing press Xanax. We love it. We love press Xanax, don't we, folks?
We love it.
I realized earlier in quarantine that, you know how people would always use crack as like the go-to drug reference when they just be like, yeah, I'm going to do crack.
Yeah.
It's much funnier and real to say that you do pills.
Right.
Because it's very
true. It's so much more accessible.
They're accessible, and it's something that's you can really hide and be functional still, and it will freak people out the exact amount as crack.
Even if you were to like say like how people use it, it's like, man, this queso is like crack. You were like, man, this queso is like pills.
Man, this queso's like Xanax made in a guy's house from Florida. Man, that's how dumb comedy is. You just put one little change, and people are like, "This bit is crazy."
Yeah, that's why I'm an innovator.
It shows your writing prowess.
So the second question is for me. It says, Rivers, are Dugaritas on the list of the best things to happen in 2020 or the worst things? And I would say I'll split the baby Solomon style and say it is the most 2020 thing that's happened, because there was an expectation that it would be horrible, and then once you actually had the Dugarita in your hand, it was just exactly what you thought it would be, which is kind of stupid, but like, I don't know, whatever. Mm-hmm. We'll just take it.
Me and Melania were drinking Dugaritas. We love Dugaritas, don't we?
It's I mean, like it's like one of those. It just kind of makes you think about how shitty ginger beer is. It's like, this isn't that far off from ginger beer. Well, like, it's kind of the same, except for all the other stuff.
Carter, we cracked the code as far as what the red stuff on the rim is, and the X ingredient that makes it neon green. So the neon green thing comes from Midori. There's Midori in there.
Is that like a liqueur?
It's like a watermelon flavored liqueur. And it's fucking neon green. And then the really confusing part, the red shit on the rim, which I'd assumed to be tahini, and when we put tahini on it, it was pretty fucking good. It's not tahini. It is red sugar.
Red sugar? Okay.
It's literally like you would put on a birthday cake. Red colored sugar. So it's not enough that it's fucking Mountain Dew and Midori and Grand Marnier, which is all sugar. They also are throwing on some literal sugar on the rim.
I feel like that's just an ingredient they have at Red Lobster. It's just sitting around. They're like, oh, we can use it here. You know?
It's just bacon
It is
bits.
kind of like the double down of cocktails, where it's just there's more shit besides like the natural thing.
Right.
So like, I mean, also, like, me as a bartender, it's like, it's been so long in this and so far away from me being a bartender, I could have been like a postman and I would have totally forgotten like what the fuck I did pre-quarantine.
Well, and the third question is for you, Carter, and again, this is from Narado, asks, is Baby Sweepy?
Oh, yes. I've thought about this long and hard. I saw that. And I can say, I've talked with my family a lot about it, and I've had to kind of do some soul searching. Like, I sat on my my grandfather's tombstone and kind of like had a bottle of wine, and I thought to myself, yeah, him sweepy, him very, very sweepy, and him need diaper change. Absolutely.
That's such a good thing. Like, you bring your girlfriend to 3 months to your dad's grave, and you just look it down. You're like, Grandpa Sweepy. He's so sweepy.
Him go night for elbow.
punching the ground, screaming, Grandpa Sweepy.
He don't want to wake up no more.
No more.
Also, I forgot to say in response to my question, I've posted about Chinese Xanax so much that strangers hit me up trying to buy Xanax off me.
Man.
So don't hit me up about Xanax sales. I cannot help you out in any ways.
Hit me up. I can't help you either, but I like to talk.
But I'll send you on a wild goose chase.
Actually, I might be able to help you out.
Yeah.
Not me personally.
But my friend, wow.
Yeah, I'll talk to a couple friends.
With like the shocking amount of like how you give your personal information out, Sam, and like the how much you espouse Chinese Xanax, it's almost like feels maybe like a cop. This is an undercover cop.
Fuck, that would be the most awesome undercover cop. You're on a podcast for 2 years to finally
the largest sting operation
to finally unveil a dumbass bit.
It's awesome.
So I'll open this up to everybody. This is from our friend Existential Shred at Strummer_J_. Assuming y'all woke up tomorrow and the plague vanished and everything was quote unquote back to normal, how would you spend your first day of post-COVID life?
I would literally do nothing because I wouldn't be able to. It'd be like I just got out of prison. I'm institutionalized. I don't know how to function in real life anymore. And I feel like it would be like that. I would just be like, I guess I have to sit inside.
Yeah. Well, assuming we're taking this to its logical end, that means that 200,000 people woke from the dead. So we've just got, in-game shit happening. They're just popping back in. I
don't know if that's what that guy was saying,
Maybe.
but I do like that narrative. narrative.
Yeah. No, mine is very easy. I spoke to I went out to Victorville and did a nice we got long ass mic cables and did a safe distance pod with my friend Justin Morales, professional wrestler, combat athlete, fucking just great dude.
Cool guy.
And man, we got to talking about it, and god damn it, I want to be back calling fucking wrestling again. That's the shit I miss the most.
Dude.
Even more so than comedy. I mean, comedy's great and all, but my god, I just miss like having that, crazy like party atmosphere and just
Would you commentate amateur wrestling?
Yeah, I work for a company. There's
that
a
rocks.
company called the Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling, and me and Pat and Eric Barnes, past guest of the show, are the three-headed.
You got to go when it starts again. It's cool.
You talked about going.
Yeah, and I miss that shit, man. And Justin is a wrestler, and the worst part is the last show we did in February, they had just kicked off this big angle where Justin was going to be like pretty heavily involved, and then they just had to cancel it. And I was like, fuck, because it was so good.
You know what you should actually do? I mean, if you're like good enough friends with them, is we should set up a table there, or you guys should, and you should just do the podcast as the wrestling is going.
Oh, yeah.
He's commenting.
So, I mean, it is commentating, but it's like, since it's your own platform, you can just kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, well, they project us over the speakers and shit, too. So it's a live comedy show, basically, because everybody in the crowd can hear what I'm saying.
Rivers jokes.
So,
Rivers is the funny one.
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
I'm the villain.
Yeah.
I'm the villain, the funny villain. I'm Bobby the Brain, basically.
So that like your special is like your jokes, but there's a wrestling match happening.
See, I've had this idea before. I was thinking it would be a cool idea for a comedy show to actually have a wrestling ring and just have a show called The Main Event, and it's like 4 comics doing, or maybe like 3 comics doing 10 minutes, so that's 30 minutes, and then the last 30 minutes is just like some badass Southern California indie wrestlers doing a match. So the idea would be to like introduce a comedy audience to wrestling, and there's a lot of those guys are really fucking funny with their, they're like, comedy wrestling is a subgenre of wrestling,
right?
And some of that shit like comedy people don't know about, but it's like you put somebody like Tyler Bateman and Darwin Finch in the ring, they're going to be hilarious.
Yeah, right. Darwin Finch rules it.
Yeah, so
he is funny. You don't know who he is.
I wasn't trying to be a dick.
He's been on the show before. He's a good dude. But yeah, so
and he listens to the show too.
And
so
he listens.
I wasn't.
And hates
listen,
you.
I'm only. I try too hard to make jokes, and sometimes
and he trains and
I was going to say,
all right,
beat the shit out.
Okay,
and he has a family, and how dare you?
Listen, you know what? Fine. As in wrestling culture, I'm calling out Darwin Finch.
Shit.
I got a blue belt.
Shit.
I got a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a year of MMA training under my belt. Darwin, come to our address and kick my ass. Can I give out the address?
No.
He knows.
Well,
He knows.
He knows. Yeah, he knows. Well, yeah, Carter. What about you? If the plague ended tomorrow,
I would go do a bunch of lines of Chinese Xanax on a table at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Now, I would go to an open mic, and then I would try to modulate my COVID material in a different way to the 15 people ahead of me have done.
Yeah. I wrote some jokes, I got some ideas for bits, and I was like, damn, they all revolve in me starting being like, so in quarantine, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized like I could just do these jokes without mentioning quarantine
100%.
at all. Yeah. But my brain is
So in
broken
quarantine,
now.
I was jacking off. Oh, wait.
Dude, I realize, like, because I've thought about, like, being the first at an open mic after COVID, how funny it would be to just be like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they still will, but you kind of fuck people over. I realized, though, like, I have jokes about, like, being in Colorado during the quarantine. All you do is you just say, like, yeah, so I was in Colorado for 3 months, held up in a cabin for no reason. You just do that.
Yeah.
I had personal reasons.
I had to jack off for 3 months in nature.
Oh man.
I mean, I would go see, like, whatever band would be like real hot out the gate to perform.
Smash Mouth.
But what's like the sweet spot between like band that would be willing to perform and actually good band? Like, I feel like it's gonna be like somewhere between like Alice in Chains or some shit like that.
It's
like,
literally the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
or Paul
the Rolling Stones.
Paul
exactly,
McCartney is probably so like fucking deprived of performing.
He's like, God damn it, I'm not going to make $30 million this year.
Well, no. In this scenario, he's saying it's over. Like everybody is back. You can go see whatever band.
And for some reason, like we're all completely comfortable. There's not even
Yeah,
a refractory period.
Right,
of
right. He's saying
yeah.
it's like it's magic, just like gone. So that's
magic gone. Okay, so it's not like a phasing in.
No. He's saying if it was over tomorrow, what would you do? And yeah, I would. Yeah, and speaking of, I would assume Ween would do their damn makeup date in Vegas, and I'd go see that. So that's my answer.
Yeah,
wrestling. And
I would
weed.
go to the drunkest, like the sweatiest, horniest, fucking DMV stupid outdoor thing. I wouldn't even like it. Just like a shock to the system to be like, to be a heathen again.
Yeah,
Carter's just having sex with a 68-year-old woman who wants to die. He's just saying, COVID's over, baby. We're free again.
Hospice party. Hospice party.
Getting 38-year-old herpes.
I hope the addendum would be like it's magically over, and then the next day it's like a gotcha. Just kidding.
How funny
it
would
was opposite day.
That would be funny if COVID ended and you were like, I'm gonna go fuck, and then you fuck and you just immediately get AIDS.
It's like every time something like this ends, people are like, well, something like this, it's an unprecedented thing. Like, people are like, man, people are going to be fucking in the streets. Like, if they cure AIDS, people are going to be fucking in the streets. And it's just, I just don't think there's ever going to be a point in time where people are going to be fucking in the streets.
Literally no point.
Well, I believe it's our episode we did with Devin Fields maybe like 3 years ago where Pat said that him and Devin were walking through the East Village the night Obama won in 2008, and they did see someone having sex. The girl was sitting on top of a trash can that was overflowing with beers, and a guy was just like fucking her while she was sitting on top of the trash can.
I mean, the audacity.
Let's be honest. If you're doing that, you would have done it on any night, no holiday or anything special.
Here's what it is.
For you to fuck on a pile of trash.
That's just what it means is like these are just clearly not sports fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were sports fans, they would have done it a long time ago when the Yankees won the World Series. But this time, hey, might as well. Brock
I hope
and Michelle.
I hope he had a big cock.
There's Pornhub stuff like that where it's like, hey, we're fucking in a casino or some shit.
Yeah.
It exists.
That's always funny.
You know what's sad is I don't think, not even just because of COVID or no, nobody's having sex in the streets if Joe Biden wins, right?
No.
There's some extremely lame people that anytime like Trump does something bad or when he got COVID, people are like, this is making me fucking horny right now. Just like, God damn it. Not only is that not funny, even if it was real, you'd be more deranged than anybody.
Yeah. There should be if he wins, there should be no fucking celebration. Like, this is sad enough that it's like, we just got back to a normal point. Anyone that's like, oh, thank God, Joe Biden. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Everything's too far gone for Biden to fix it.
Why don't you go buy a private prison, celebrate there? Woke ass.
Rent out of prison.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I voted for Joe. I want that to be said.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. For everyone listening.
Cooper also told me earlier that he almost voted Trump. Ironically.
No. I want to explain it. It was very funny because I voted. I voted. I looked up the Progressive Voter Guide. I copied everything they said. No on Prop 22. Everything,
Yeah.
But then I got to the point I looked at Donald Trump's name and there was a part of me that's like, do it. Just do it.
That's the story of 2016.
Looking at the name of like one of the most horrible people in history and just being like, all it takes is a little bubble.
No one will ever know.
And like voting in and of itself is fake, but it was just like, God, the power. If it was real, the power in your hands to just go
absolutely
4 more years of descending into palpable fascism. It was just so. I was just laughing to myself.
For the I voted for Biden in a state that's going to go blue, and then for the local elections, for all the stuff that really does count, I just wrote in Kanye for all.
I did the opposite.
That is like literally the worst thing you can do. That's so funny how much worse that is than just voting for Trump. These fucking local elections have such a bigger effect on our daily life.
Oh yeah, I had to get on the progressive voting guide. I had no idea.
Yeah. For people listening in LA that might not know, and we've been trying to get on Kylie, Sam and Cooper's roommate, because she's working for the Nithi Raman campaign, and they are literally running against a cartoon villain right now, and I want to make fun of him so bad. So hopefully, she basically they're working extremely
She's so
hard.
busy all the time.
Exactly.
Now.
So I might have to just we'll get
phone interview or
do
something.
A phone or something. But the point is, knock spelled like knocking on the door. Knock LA is the good progressive voter guide if people are curious. And
I use the Lincoln Project progressive voter guide. No, I'm joking. I used the TikTok one.
I used the guy on the skateboard with the cranberry. He did one, and I used that one.
It's like Doja Cat. Doja Cat's doing Say So, but she explains why Brad Sherman isn't that bad. Dude, it's fucking wild. Jackie Lacey, so there's a protest every single... This is quick. There's a protest every single Wednesday outside of her office because she's so fucking awful.
She sucks.
And I went where they had one day where they had 3 mothers of police murder victims.
Yeah.
And most of them were very somber. They were crying. And, it's amazing to see those people in person because you realize the real effect of all this shit. But then one lady came up, and it's the same story, but she was fucking awesome because she wasn't somber. She was pissed. And she was fucking on the mic. The fucking stage is facing away from the office, but she took the mic and turned around, and she was just calling Jackie Lacey a stanky bitch for like 10 minutes. She was like, Jackie Lacey, you won't charge these cops. You think you're going to get away with it, you fucking bitch. And, oh, fuck, it rocked. Dude, people that don't go to protests, you fucking gotta go.
You gotta see these things.
Because first off, you feel the emotional, like how real it is, because you feel people that actually experience it, especially if you're white. But also, dude, there's a dude on meth. We were outside the fucking LAPD headquarters. He was on meth, and they were like, we need to go talk to, because they were yelling up at the building.
Yeah.
He was like, why don't you come out and talk to us? And the guy on meth, he was homeless. He was like, I'll go talk to him. And then just started walking up to the building.
Oh, no.
Because apparently people on meth have a proclivity to engage cops.
They get chatty.
Yeah. Apparently, it's just weird. Like people on crack are paranoid, so they avoid them. But people on meth will engage cops. My friend Dan was like, "I should go follow that guy." Anyway, I didn't mean to diverge.
No.
Well, fuck Jackie Lacey.
Yeah, fuck Jackie Lacey. Fuck you, David Ryu. I want to make fun of you so bad.
The only council person running who's been arrested for attempted rape, I believe.
Not attempted. I mean, he got arrested for rape, and then it disappeared into thin air, and the LA County Sheriff's Office has sealed that record, so you can't even get a FOIA as to why it disappeared into thin air. But everybody knows he's a fucking city council.
Well, I gotta text him. He texts me all the time.
Oh, yeah, you should text it. Yeah, because you're over there in West Hollywood. Yeah, text him back and be like, just rapist.
Carter, it's David. I just raped someone. Let's talk.
How did you get out of this?
He usually gets to that about like three or four texts down. Normally it's like a sup. With a sup.
No, actually, David cleared it all up on Mike Tyson's podcast. So.
Is that fucking true? No. I'm ready to believe it.
It is sad that's
David,
completely...
if you rape somebody or if you don't rape somebody, I don't know.
Yeah, no, so I get it. Like, sometimes it just happens.
How did you get out of it? Because I had to actually go to prison.
So, like, personally, I'm a rapist. Like, personally.
This is from @RealCalebFC. He says, what's your favorite meal to cook? And I'll actually even get more specific with mine, which is I've discovered some incredible frozen food during all of this. Frozen food, and I know Carter can back me up here because we've been to the grocery store together. Frozen food, leaps and bounds since I was a kid. We're a long way from the kid cuisine of yore.
Oh, yeah.
White Castle. You can get
a lot of good
Castle.
frozen pizzas right now.
Yeah.
CPK. Loving those frozen pizzas.
Yes, I was about to say, I was going to give my top 3 frozen foods because I know them right off. CPK, barbecue chicken pizza. Fucking incredible.
Right.
It's really good.
It's always good.
Awful.
Yeah. It's a solid pizza.
Yeah. Number 2, Pagoda brand pork egg rolls. Tastes just like the goddamn restaurant.
Okay.
They're awesome. You just put them in the toaster oven.
I feel like I've had egg rolls that are good. Or no, I'm thinking of fucking pot stickers.
I mean,
Just thinking of Jack in the Box.
Man, I'm talking too much and just fucking all this shit up.
He's had about 5 glasses of bourbon and about 10 milligrams of Adderall today, so he's a little goofy right now.
You think Courtney will
Carter.
give me another? I want to take like 58 grams.
okay.
She might. I don't know.
I'm loving it.
And then number 3, obviously, cheesy broccoli chicken rice from Marie Callender's. That's the goat.
I'll tell you what, I believe you, but I didn't think it was obvious. That came out of left field for me.
I've talked about it on here. I was saying Marie Callender's, they deserve commendation for their
true.
frozen items.
Yeah, they're a good frozen food
The
brand.
Stouffer's macaroni and cheese is god tier frozen food.
Yeah, you think that's the best one?
Yeah,
Okay.
ever.
Oh yeah.
Ever. In the history
the
of
whole thing is to really prove your mettle. You have to be able to eat an entire Stouffer's lasagna to yourself.
Oh, the family size?
Yeah, then you can leave quarantine.
That's a sad meal.
Because you're immune to everything.
I'm telling Banquet really brings it to the table.
They do.
Banquet makes a chicken strips brownie macaroni dinner.
Oh, when it's got the brownie like kind of rises in the microwave.
Yeah,
it
it's
kinda
like a
cooks
microwave
itself.
brownie.
Yeah.
Pretty solid brownie, though,
Yeah,
I'll tell
yeah.
you that much. Sometimes the macaroni pasta gets in the brownie, and that's just so gross, it's funny.
Cooper is staring me in the eyes as he's saying all
Looking you
this.
right
It's
in the eyes.
freaking me out.
I'm not using the mic, so I'm sort of like, talking with my arms down like a
Yeah.
broadcaster. Like I'm challenging you. Say another
Coming
brand.
through
that's
crystal clear. I'm telling you, you've got that silky radio voice.
good. that deep cut radio voice.
I'll tell you, I got tired of going to Trader Joe's pretty early on, and I like Trader Joe's, but like it really got to be a thing of like people wanting to have like chats with the people checking them out, and it was like really annoying and like frustrating in this way of like pretending like everything was normal, and it was just weird. It's just like, I swear I haven't left my house in 6 weeks. And like there's a huge line. It was just got really weird and disconcerting at Trader Joe's. I had to go to like a big superstore where no one cares about their customers.
You got to go to a sadder market.
I was about to say, you got to go to John's where everyone hates their life. That's
Right. Just a fucking lady's mom dies of COVID. She can't even go to the funeral, and she's like, I'll just go to Trader Joe's.
'Cause I know they'll be nice to me.
I'll talk to Ryan.
That'll make me feel better.
Trader Joe's has some of the best frozen food. That might be my favorite frozen food.
have
They
some
got
good
like
stuff.
tamales.
I
You can
agree.
heat up those taquitos.
Yeah. What did you burn out on fastest at Trader Joe's?
I would eat like the ready-made meals all the time,
Yeah.
and I would get like the whole turkey meatloaf and like eat that for like just eat like a lukewarm entire turkey meatloaf.
Oh, man.
And just be like, life's never going to get back to normal. I was on the precipice of being a server of a server of a server in Malibu. and after a minute, it also just feels like you're eating human flesh. Which, probably not that bad if I had actually tried that instead.
I get it. I had a couple sausage McMuffins while driving today.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Something about the meat just kind of bummed me out.
But it's better than the ham. Let's be clear there.
yeah.
I've never eaten ham. I get a sausage McMuffin with no egg, so it's just a breakfast. It's just a breakfast
Jesus
burger.
Fucking no wonder your life is like this.
My life rocks. Isn't it disgusting?
Yes, it does.
It sucks that I have more money than you. Even I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah, it sucks. I also hate that.
I don't know why you don't punch me in the face every day.
I didn't know it was an option.
This one is from @PreciousRoy1981. First of all, holy shit, I thought Carter went to Creve Coeur, Missouri. Glad to see he's back. Secondly, what's one thing that you each learned about yourselves having been left alone with your thoughts for 7 months? Mine, unfortunately, is I got this.
No.
as long as the podcast is going, as long as I've got something to do with my fucking brain,
The
I got
podcast
this.
has saved me.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I got this shit. A lot of people were bracing for this to be a very big mental challenge, and for a lot of people, it really has been. And for whatever reason, I feel good. I'm surprised I feel as good as I do.
It's good to
That's
hear.
good.
Yeah. What about you, Carter?
Before this, I truly loved doing nothing. Like, loved it. Like it's like one of those like I would look forward to like anything that like was really going on in my life. I'm like, I can get done with that so I can go home and fucking fiddle faddle on my computer.
Yeah.
And then like 7 months of fiddle faddling on my computer. It's like when you love birthday cake and you eat nothing but birthday cake for 7 months.
Yeah, it's
now
weird.
I hate doing nothing.
Your dad has made you smoke the entire pack of cigarettes at once.
Right. Like, I felt like I was, like, so prepared for this because I love doing nothing. And now I'm just like, I am going to blow my brains out if I don't make some traction in my life. Like, I've hit that point of it. Like, little pleasures coming and going. If I learned anything new about myself, I mean, stuff I knew. I stress eat like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You never truly quit smoking. Shit. What else? You know.
Have you been off the cigarettes or are you back on?
Buddy? I'll tell you what. they fucking found their way back.
Damn.
Hell yes.
Fucking 5.5 months, and I was just one night just.
I get it, brother. Carter's bought me a lot of cigarettes. I appreciate it.
Oh, that was the thing. I was like alone. I can like totally like manage what I eat and smoking and drinking all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the first time I had a social distance hang out with a friend and they smoked, I was me like, give me a fucking cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I did notice.
I'm horribly susceptible to social pressure. Horribly susceptible to it.
I noticed you had a little extra spring in your step today.
Yeah, because I'm happy again.
Smoking those Marlboro Lights.
Oh, buddy.
Isn't that what you smoke?
Yeah.
Whew, I remember.
And I'm trying to get back off of them. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, which is horrifying. The guy's going to be like, let me put COVID into your mouth. Like fucking, like, you know, I have to tell him I've been smoking again. I don't know. It's a fucking shame.
What about you, Cooper? What have you learned?
I don't know. I've had a lot of realizations that I sort of don't know anything. One thing I learned is that I love myself unequivocally, and I've denied it for a while, but I do.
Dude, that's good.
That's great, man.
That's
So
great.
I mean, that was like one particular day. I feel like I bring up drugs on this podcast a lot. I'm not a drug guy, but I did take acid one day and had a solid day where I cried my fucking eyes out, and I was like, "Oh, you've loved yourself this whole time and denied it." So that's been a part of it.
That's good.
But,
That's awesome, man. Like that's what that shit is for. Like,
Yeah.
to have those kind of realizations.
Right. I wanted to act like I was cooler than that, but then I had a solid breakdown. So that's been in my mind.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has just been probably denying anxiety. But all in all, I feel comfortable that if I'm alive, then I am loving myself.
What about you, Sam?
I mean, I always did acid just to get fucked up. But
So did I, but that's why it was great.
I don't know. I think I said early on, there's been multiple years of my life where I did not have a job and would sit around all day long.
Yeah.
I hate to say I've been completely unaffected by this.
Yeah.
But it's been not too different for me. I don't have the open mics at night, but I have this podcast. So it's like I said, saving me mentally.
Yeah.
I have this podcast. I get comedy out then. Me and Cooper freestyle till 3 a.m. That's like another open mic set right there.
It really is kind of the same feeling as this podcast.
And
to be completely honest.
and remember, if Daniel Magden's podcast gets 100 reviews, he has threatened to release the Middlebury tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Do we even have those?
Yeah,
Daniel does.
He has the recorded freestyle verses that we spit.
So that's how he's going to try to get 100 reviews on his podcast.
Well,
Nobody fucking reviewed.
Reefer Sadness on iTunes. I got to hear this.
Yeah,
I was
review
on the podcast, but go and dislike it.
I have nothing to fear. Go review the podcast.
Listen, I didn't say anything wrong, but I was off my game that night.
Yeah, I mean, this was back when you were really bad.
I'm pretty good now, though.
Yeah, you got a lot better.
Thank you.
Let's see. I got one more I'll ask, and then we'll let you go. Carter at Druid Dempsey says, "What's the weirdest thing y'all got used to being normal?" I mean, it's got to be the mask, right? Like, I fucking like.
Yeah.
I think I look pretty fucking cool with it, especially if I'm wearing sunglasses, because I have like kind of a big one that my friend. Past guest of the show, Virginia Jones, made me that comes up literally to my eyes, and then I put the fucking shades on. You cannot see my goddamn face
It's
at all,
fun.
especially if I got the hat. Fuck yeah.
That's kind of fun, yeah.
I forget I'm wearing it, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's almost scary when I realize I've forgotten that I'm wearing it.
I love rolling up into the bank dressed like a bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing. I don't know if it's a revelation, but I think it's nice is we don't have to do that weird side hug thing anymore or even shake hands.
Shit. Yeah.
That's great. It's like fucking everyone has like weird like dog with the red rocket out energy when they do it, and it's uncomfortable for everyone involved. it's like when someone prematurely tells you that they love you and you like don't know what to do with that. It's like, I'm glad that no one's hugging anymore. Fucking do away with hugs forever.
Yeah. Can't wait till this is over and we can hug Carter.
Yeah. I want to dogpile this dude.
Steamy hug with you guys.
Boys hug.
Oh, you know it's crazy when you said that. I had a roommate come and go during all of this, and I never even shook their hand once. Isn't that fucking weird? Like,
that's funny.
Like that's just like a strange thing to think about.
I had the roommate for 2 months that I never saw her face. I saw her face one time in 2 months.
Really?
Wild.
Fuck.
I never even shook her hand. Like she all right, well, that was nice. Goodbye.
I don't think I ever shook Daniel's hand, but we did fuck.
You kicked him in the head one time.
He asked me to. He was like, "You can't kick me in the head."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yes, I can."
And then Daniel really denied that you could, and then you did.
He had his hand up, though. It's not like I hit him.
I mean, you hit him in the head.
But I fucking coulda.
Dude, when we were moving Cooper's stuff into the house, Daniel was sitting on the couch. He was like the highest human being I've ever seen in my life. And I think Cooper's dad walked in. I felt bad.
Yeah. I mean, I literally had a call like 3 times to be like, just at least like put the dab rig away.
I was about to say, this is my friend the ginger puddle on the couch.
Yeah, his face looking up from the couch, and then just being like, "Do you need any help?" Just being like, "Man, you're a nice guy, but
oh boy,
God no."
Jesus. Well, Carter, thank you for calling in. Please tell people where they can find you online.
You can find me at Carter_Glasscock on Instagram and Twitter, and you can go to my website, carterglasscock.com. I am putting out that comedy album. I swear to God. I've been talking to Kyle Clark. We're going to put it out on his record label by December, I think.
Oh, dude, that's fucking tight.
Nice. Yeah. Right.
The Crystal Pistol. Check it out. And I'll be back at Middlebury to get back on the goods as well.
Nice.
Man.
I'll probably be hitting you up tomorrow too.
Man, I'm not doing shit. So have at it.
All right, that's Carter Glasscock, everybody.
Later, brah.
Boom. All right, and our jam of the day today, this is, of course, Eve 6 with their song Inside Out, which I was reminded of this song because somebody asked on Twitter, they were like, what is the most 90s concert you ever went to? And I mentioned that my second concert I ever went to, at least on my own, was Eve 6 opening up for Third Eye Blind at Beard Eve's Memorial Coliseum. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I almost never saw Third Eye Blind shirts at my school after that. Every goddamn person had this album cover with The Fly on a t-shirt and was walking around
fucking rocked
after the concert.
After the concert, yeah, like for years after the concert. I remember like, being at like junior in high school and still random kids would come to school with the damn Eve 6 shirts, and I'm like, was Third Eye Blind just not selling merch, or what happened here?
I remember Drake released some merch, and every single kid in my fucking high school had it on the same day.
Oh.
This song rocks, though.
Is it the OVO?
Yeah, the OVO, I think it was.
Speaking of tours, I took many weird people to the OVO store in La Brea. That was a stop.
So weird.
People loved it, dude. Australia, you can't get OVO in Australia. People are like, I will stand in that line. I will eat up an hour of this tour to stand in the line for Drake shirts.
Fuck, that's sad.
Well, let's get down into these.
That's sad, and he works on Melrose, where it's just freaks who do that all the time.
But even those people are somehow cooler than OVO. Fuck Drake.
Well, let's get down into these comments. So this is Berwyn Signal from 4 years ago. I'm literally here because of the lyrics were included at the bottom of a spam email that I got. No joke.
No joke.
That's fun.
That would be a bad joke if it was.
I just like the guy who opened his spam email and then Googled the shit that was in it. Unbelievable.
That doesn't have enough. When did he post that? Was it quarantine?
4 years ago.
Wow, so his life is just legitimately fucking sad.
Yeah, it was probably right after the election, he was like kind of bummed out about Trump winning.
Even that.
She's like, fuck this, I'm going to open all my spam emails and hopefully get a virus and it'll kill my computer and then it'll kill me.
Kill your computer before you kill you.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta have people do the lame joke. They're like, I have the friend that's gonna destroy my hard drive when I die. You ever heard that?
Oh, yeah. Which is just weird because it just sounds like you want to fuck kids.
Yeah, yeah.
It's literally the only thing that you
that you would be truly ashamed
Yeah,
of.
because even if you're a racist, you wouldn't give a shit. So
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
dead.
Yeah, so it has to be child porn.
Private events management from 1 year ago. No one loves me, and I love that too.
Damn.
Wow. Is
Fucking
this song,
heel, dude.
Is this song even remotely related to that?
Nope. I checked the lyrics because I was like, does he maybe say this in the lyrics? Nope. Just unrelated. Private events management wants you to know that they don't give a shit, that they don't love, and they love the fact that you don't love them.
Damn.
That's really
I
sad.
got a good back and forth here between several people.
Oh, hit me.
From Ruckus Studios 3 months ago.
What a great name.
This is probably the first and only song I've ever heard that uses the word origami.
Okay.
I mean,
Cody Ebony responds, "Yep," and then
Just, yep.
yep. Then Toy Master Girl says, "And probably the only song that can make it sound good in a song."
okay.
I love the idea. There's no other song that could do it.
I like that. Yeah, it's like almost a challenge where it's like, I dare you to write a song about origami.
Not even that.
Me and Sam could freestyle
Just that
it.
has the word origami in it. Not even about origami.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Which is even more peculiar. But that's the thing they got out of listening to the song.
I wonder what the context of them saying origami is.
Oh, it's like you fold it in like his feelings or something, fold it in like origami.
I like that.
Something like that. They're a very creative band. Mark Suber from 2 weeks ago. The hook is hard to recite, but once you nail it, it does impress folks.
So he's just like standing in front of people like, I'll swallow my pride.
Well, that's the thing is like I would assume he meant karaoke, except that he said this 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, where's he doing this?
Hey, do you guys want to see something impressive? Just a cappella, the hook to this song.
And they're just like, what? That's
happening?
a song from 21 years ago.
I got two that are kind of related here. Carlos from 2 years ago, in 1997 or in 1998, I'm on a computer getting my first taste of the internet in Oxnard, California.
His first
His first taste of the internet.
The first taste really is sad.
And then this is related. Jambalaya Rules from a year ago. I'm a 20-year internet veteran, and watching the music video on the internet itself while MTV is a total shit show. ... Awesome.
Dude. I guess I, of course, knew because it's such a given, but it's so weird that there are like 40 to 50-year-old people that are like, I'm an internet veteran.
I don't think there are normal people saying that. I think it's just Jambalaya Rules being like, I'm a veteran of the internet.
I mean, that's like I guess it's like the original online guys.
That's some dial-up.
But they're like so online that they actually don't get Twitter because they're
right.
so early internet that they're like, what is it? Irony poisoning? They like don't even.
Oh my God.
Fuck, that's sad.
Albert Pack.
Fuck that guy. Sorry.
Albert Pack from 1 year ago. Hey, does anyone else think that chicks had a better attitude in the 90s?
What?
Used to be able to tell them to shut the hell up and they would listen.
When did he post this?
That was 1 year. No, sorry. Yeah, 1 year ago.
Oh, boy. I got one from Frosty Bud 1 year ago.
Fuck yeah.
It's got a good twist in it, too. The hell happened to music? Why couldn't I have been born in the early to mid 80s so this could be the high school music you'd hear on the radio all the damn time? But no, my damn parents decided not to have me until 2003. At least I'm one of the few kids these days who gets to experience what real music is. So he starts the post like he's 50 years old.
I was going to say, that guy's 4 years younger than me.
Yeah. It's so weird when like they have parents that tell them new music sucks. This is real music. And then they're like 18, like, yeah, I know what's up. And it's like, no, you think the exact same thing as your dad does, and you're a moron.
Dude, there's something weird where it's like born in 99, like social media wasn't as big until I was like maybe 12 to 14, so it was long enough to still listen to CDs and like older like Beatles and shit. Yeah. But there's a lot of kids that are like 2003 where it's like social media popped up really fast. Yeah. So they just like, rightfully so, not to diss them, but they just don't know a lot of older music. Like somehow that 5 years made a big disconnect because of how fast technology moves.
Yeah.
So there's tons of kids that listen to this that think of it as like vintage.
Right.
It's very weird.
This one's perfect. Adam Dutch from 1 year ago. I remember going camping with my family when this song was first out. Some assholes next door to us were making noise all night. Then in the morning, this was the first song they blared out of their stereo. Which is so perfect.
That sounds pretty cool. If you're like 17 at the time this song came out, you get fucked up, you woke up hungover, and you're like, let's blast.
Let's put on 98.2 The X.
You gotta know that's a great feeling. Really encapsulate yourself in those ideas, in their minds.
Oh my god.
I got a multiple commenter.
Oh, hell yeah.
From, let's see, Christina Ward. Says, so snooty comments, just porn. Okay.
What?
And then Christina Ward says, over 18, don't do under 21.
What?
Some weird pedophile that has standards, I guess.
Okay. This is a reference to the video. When the video starts, the first thing you see is the Hollywood sign, and then you see the lead singer in a cafe. So this is what this is a reference to. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, hallelujah, from 4 days ago. Jesus. First scene of this video has the pedo wood sign, and the song title, Inside Out. Sounds like full disclosure. I am upset too. So that's a QAnon person, I guess.
I don't understand the thought that they would slip it into songs.
I don't understand the thought of like
weird.
Yeah, it just coming. Yeah, exactly. Coming onto this song specifically, where it's like I don't know.
I don't know.
Like this is pretty straightforward.
What is accomplished?
Hey man, you gotta open up the people's eyes, man. You gotta go where the people are, and the people are at a 21-year-old fucking alt-rock video.
It's not even funny to talk about, so I'll just let it go. But I
want to see you enraged again on this podcast.
I'm not enraged. I am cool, I am calm, I'm collective, and I'm going to take 150 more milligrams of Adderall.
God damn it.
Corey Whiterock.
My freestyles will be amazing.
We'll see about that.
What did Corey say?
Corey Whiterock from 2 months ago, jumping up and down, jamming to this. How much longer? He's torturing himself. He's jumping up and down.
Jumping up and down on the stool before he jumps forward.
Yeah.
This was posted 2 years ago by Allie Galvin. Who's a similar type of idiot as the other one I read. I'm so a generation behind with music. By the way, I'm 12, and I know this song by heart. I also love Green Day, Ozzy, and Pink Floyd.
I love how she loves the solo work of Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah,
she's a big Crazy Train fan.
And then there's a good response that's from Justin Bieber that just says, homo.
I wish it was the real Justin Bieber. I mean, he is married to that Christian chick, so, you know.
Oh, fuck. That's so much funnier than an older person being like, good to see young kids get it. It's so much better to see an older person just be like, you're a fucking loser.
Or so probably somebody their age who's like, no, you are a fucking loser.
Yeah.
You're not cool because you like Ozzy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're this age, just listen to Doja Cat.
Yeah.
I got a couple more. Agent 01101 from 5 years ago. I'm playing this on a computer at Best Buy right now.
Hell yeah.
That guy rules.
You just gotta hear it.
Here's Aaron Miller projecting his own life onto this song. Nothing like a good old song about meth.
I think he thinks that this is Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind.
I think maybe that's it, or I do
That's
think
so
just
funny.
people who are on drugs are always like, these guys are also on drugs.
Right.
I can tell. I'm on their level.
Yeah.
I think this song is pretty firmly about breaking up with a girl. Rendezvous, then I'm through with you. I don't know.
It's
Maybe
it's about tweaking out, Rivers.
Okay.
Rendezvous
to
with
Aaron.
meth.
Yeah, you know how people do with meth. It's like, I'm just going to smoke a shitload of it and then be done with it.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about meth is it makes you intuitive.
Yeah, it does. It makes you talk to cops. It makes you figure out figure out questions that weren't even asked.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
He's a theorist.
This is Colin McMahon from 9 months ago. What about you, Ken? 10 years after the reason, parentheses, your employer, and the fire, 2 buildings away, national defense failed with 2 at the time chests. Sounds like you were trying to sell a friend. Had your target persecuted over spec already, but have gone with bit since to nursery maker? Boom. I think he said it all.
You've brought up these comments before where they're like talking to someone in small, definite sentences.
Oh yeah.
Where is, because they're all connected. They're like not just individual decisions to make stuff, because it's like a genre. So what?
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it. What is it?
I don't know. We've thought we've thought text to speech or speech to text would be the most likely culprit of someone just like being like, I'm too fucked up to type, but I'm gonna say some shit to Ken right now.
Yeah,
I do think it's also possible that these are like auto response bots that just post crazy shit on all comments. Like they just say crazy things.
But wouldn't those bots be like, good song, very talented, like it?
I see. I
It
don't
just
think
seems weird to be like, Ken.
I don't know, man. I really do think the bots are just like whatever.
Yeah.
I do got another Sunspot Dawn, or not another, but another one that's similar to one I read earlier from Sunspot Dawn. Just remember origami. Genius fitting origami in a song.
There was a lot of people that said this. These must be people who do origami, I swear
Or
to
they've
God.
never heard the word before. Like writing Eleanor or Bernadette. Amazing.
It's just a funny gauge of a good song.
Yeah.
They said origami.
This is the last one that I got. Douglas Wilson from 4 years ago. Absolutely love this great song. After all that witch put me through, taking my children from me, had committed adultery, emptied our bank accounts, and left me high and dry. This song, however, made me get mad. I busted ass, got over all the horse shit, started making more money than ever in my life, and got in the best shape of my life, and grabbed life by the horns to make something more of myself than previously. Comma. Somehow that's not the end of the sentence. Comma. I made that whore rue the day she committed those atrocities against me. The wench had the temerity to try and come back, but I go forward, never back. She's miserable to this day. Her name, for any who might care at this point, is Rhonda. Lovely song, awesome lyrics. Thank you. God bless.
That's the one where you hope it's a bot, but then it's not.
No, that was way too specific to be a bot.
No.
Rhonda is, Rhonda, you should get a gun and take a safety course. Do it, please.
I love how you can work on your body and your money, but your mind is still fucked.
Yeah.
So in his
can
mind,
never be improved.
Yeah, so in his mind, he's like, I fixed my problems, and his ex-wife is like, none of that was ever the problem.
Yeah.
His ex-wife is also very happy.
Yeah, Rhonda's killing
absolutely.
it.
She's dating a guy that actually appreciates her.
I got one more. Just
hit us.
somebody who's sad and then a good, just mean internet response.
Beautiful. I love it.
Lisa Kazbrak says, this song reminds me of a relationship I'm contemplating staying in, and it helps a lot.
What? The song's about...
I know. That's,
anyway.
And then Bobby Milvey says, shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Dude, the just shut the fuck up part is really
Shout
funny.
out to Bobby, my God.
Because shut the fuck up is like the basic, boring internet response, but just shut the fuck up takes it to such a personal level.
And that is the Corona Diaries episode 100, and that is Eve 6, Inside Out, our jam of the day. Dear Lord. Sam, where can people find you on the internet?
Putting origami in various songs that I write. You can also find me at Slam Harder on Twitter.
Cooper, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Cooper Leiden on Instagram, at Leiden Cooper on Twitter, or you just type in Cooper Leiden on Twitter. I think it'll come up. In the bios of both of those, you can find the link to my podcast, Pork Butt with Dylan Sullivan, as seen on Lights Out with David Spade, now canceled Comedy Central show. But it's a very good podcast. It's very funny. And he's gay, I'm pan, so get into it, bitch.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, yeah, definitely give Pork Butt a listen. Give Sam and Cooper a follow. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And, of course, the best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. $5 a month gets you access to a bonus show. Like this week when I was talking to, as mentioned earlier, Narado Moore about the insane Christian film that Ja Rule made called I'm in Love with a Church Girl. And we've got plans to do another Christian film in December, hopefully socially distanced in a park in Birmingham, about Assassin 33 AD, which is about terrorists build a time machine to go back in time and kill Jesus.
Ooh.
So that'll be coming up soon on the Patreon. Second best way to support this show, head over to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you don't have the attitude of gratitude, fuck you! Oh, hello. My spooky selection for today comes from the genre's first truly big year, 1958. We talked about I Put a Spell on You, which came out at the tail end of 1956, so even if I'm being generous and adding that to the count, from what I can tell, there's only about 12 spooky songs that were released in the entire year of 1957. By comparison, in 1958, there were over 70. So, that begs the question, what happened? Why the explosion in spooky songs in 1958? 2 words: shock theater. In the early days of television, just like today, movie studios sold their broadcast rights to television studios. It was the very definition of a win-win for everybody. The movie studios sold the rights to films they hadn't made money on in years. Meanwhile, the big 3 TV networks could sell ads and fill time with those old movies and save lots of money on not having production costs. Soon, distribution companies found their way into the middle of these deals and began sucking up the TV rights to studios' entire back catalogs. One of the biggest of these purchases came in June of 1957, when distribution company Screen Gems purchased a 10-year lease on the television rights to 550 films from Universal Studios. Screen Gems then divided these movies up by genre and sold them to the networks as syndicated packages. Comedy, romance, mystery, and, just in time for Halloween 1957, the Shock Theater package, which included 52 of Universal Studios' pre-1948 horror films. Suddenly, kids didn't have to go to the theater anymore to see reruns of Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, The Wolfman. Now they're just in your living room every week. Maybe the most special thing about the Shock Theater package was that, in order to pad out the scheduled runtime, the networks needed presenters to host the monster movie of the week. Many of these local horror hosts, as they came to be known, would go on to become iconic. There was Zachary in Philadelphia, Tarantula Ghoul in Portland, Oregon, Morgus the Magnificent in New Orleans, Gorgon in Fort Worth, and of course, the OG in Hollywood, California, Mila Nurmi, a.k.a. Vampira, who'd been presenting her weekly horror movie show in LA since 1954. Many of these horror hosts would go on to record their own Halloween novelty records as a way to advertise their shows on the radio, and sometimes these would become hits. After this episode is over, everyone needs to look up Dinner with Drac by John Zachary from 1958 on YouTube, because it's awesome. To say that Shock Theater was a big success would be an understatement. As soon as they started showing these movies, viewership measurements in key television markets like New York, LA, and San Antonio showed the program boosting ratings anywhere from 38 to 1,125%. A Son of Shock package was soon released in 1958 with even more scary movies. The Shock Theater craze got so big that in February of 1958, the world's first horror magazine, Famous Monsters of Filmland, was born. You might recognize their logo's font from everything Glenn Danzig has ever done. With Shock Theater being such a cultural juggernaut on TV in October of 1957, it's not surprising that by the end of the year, music executives are all scrambling to record as much spooky theme music as they can get their hands on. Here's just a small sampling of actual song titles from 1958. Haunted House, Creature from Outer Space, Werewolf, Gwendolyn and the Werewolf, The Mummy's Bracelet, The Invisible Thing, Uncle Willie, The Blob, The Prowler, The Monster Hop, The Vampire's Ghost, The Nightmare, Theme from a Nightmare, Dracula Cha-Cha, Screamin' Ball at Dracula Hall, Frankenstein, The Adventures of Frankenstein, Mr. Frankenstein, Frankenstein Rock, Frankenstein's Den, Frankenstein's Party, and Frankensteiner Polka. Also, two of my favorites that both sound like Ramones songs. One's called I Was a Teenage Creature, which is an amazing song, and the other one is Teenage Brain Surgeon, which is by Spike Jonze, and as St. Levon said, I can't take the way he sings, but I love to hear him talk. Now, the two most famous Halloween novelty records to come out in 1958 have to be David Seville's Witch Doctor, which was the precursor to Alvin and the Chipmunks, and Sheb Wooley's One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater. These songs were so big that by the end of the year, there were more songs called The Purple People Eater Meets the Witch Doctor and Santa Claus Meets the Purple People Eater. But while they may be groundbreaking, both of those songs are annoying as hell, and I hate them. So, I'm going to play my favorite song from spooky music's first boom year. It's from a guy who was already famous at the time, so some might call this a cash grab, but this particular guy is so badass that even his naked cash grabs are great. From 1958, this is Bo Diddley with Bo Meets the Monster.
I was sitting in my front room, I heard a loud clang. I run to the window to see what was that. Out in the top of my old apple tree, there was one of purple people either looking at me. He hollered, oh. I jumped in my plane and I took to the clouds. I had to go see what the mess was all about. This mess my mother did not understand. All these funny looking people from another land. She hollered, oh. My baby standing in the door, she was hollering real loud. Bo diddly, don't leave me in this house. I said, take it easy, baby, no, I got to go. I said, lock all the windows and bolt all the doors. See how, I saw that master boy, you ought to see. He was a wiggling and a grinning and a sniggling at me. I jumped in my plane and I made it back home. The purple people eaters had my baby and gone.